Okay, so welcome to our FOXY meeting. We're so excited you're here tonight, and we're here to share a little bit about our experiences at seminar. And so I've asked everyone who was at seminar to prepare just a few minutes on the ideas they heard that made a big difference to them, or the things they saw that they are implementing in their business already, or that they plan to implement, or anything that had such a big impression on them that they couldn't help but share it tonight. So, Jamie, would you please share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, yeah, seminar was amazing this year. I thought it was great. Fort Worth was fun and it was one of the best I've been to, so it was great. One of the main things that stood out to me was I don't know if it was the Queen of Sales. I'm not sure exactly who it was, but 100% of her business is virtual, which I thought was amazing. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are probably scared to go to people's homes, do the facials in person, all the things. And so we can do virtual. And that's just amazing that it was 100%. And the second thing, the thing that stood out to me the most, which is really kind of weird, was one of the winners said, you just have to be obsessed with Mary Kay. Like, just be obsessed with your business. And I thought, I just needed permission to be obsessed because it's like all this time I'm like, I don't want to like look weird. I don't want to be that crazy Mary Kay lady. And it's like, why not? Like I love Mary Kay. I love the products. I love the family of it. I love the company. I love everything about it. So it just kind of gave me permission just to like be obsessed with it. And so I had a facial today and it was great. And I made two videos. And so I just feel like I'm just gonna do what I want to do and not worry about what other people think. So it just gave me permission. I loved it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. And that was Jen Bessaker.
Okay.
I actually, the hashtag party board thing I do is hers. She's the one who developed that. And so, and I
Okay.
did it all wrong on Sunday night. And so once I've stopped this recording tonight, I'm going to rehash Sunday night and what we're doing and do some more training on that, but we're not going to record that one. But thank you so much for sharing, Jamie.
Mhm.
Appreciate that.
Sure.
All right. And who's next? Tracy.
Hey, so my first impression, of course, we had a blast. We had a very good time with everybody. Um, and it's amazing all of the queens, how they're just normal people and have normal problems and normal situations. And, you know, not everything's perfect and they're doing great. And there's no reason to not do great, I guess. Um, The one thing I liked was the lady, I think she taught us about the online sales, about not just to sell, be personable. Go on and talk about your family, go on and talk about a movie, go talk about, you know, and then talk about Mary Kay and then talk about your favorite product. So just don't put flyers on and say, here, buy this. You need to get everyone involved with you personally as well as Mary Kay. So
Yes.
that's something I'd like to do.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Tracy. All right, Gwen, you're up.
Okay, well, first of all, it was 10 years since I had been to seminar, and I was so glad to be back. And it started out with Ryan Rogers, and I was really excited to hear some of these things about the Forbes things that have come across. Forbes has recognized this. We're number two in customer service. We're number eight in social impact. We're no Mary Kay was number 54 and 250 innovators that they posted. And then the one thing that really hit me that he said, we are number one in skincare and color cosmetics in the world for 4 years in a row. And I guess what really impressed me about that, because a couple months ago I was in HEB and was trying to do warm chatter with a lady, and I asked her if she ever used Mary Kay. She told me it was old school. And I thought, when I heard this, it was like, don't let them tell you that. We now have something we can tell them. And the other thing is I'm very much into digital selling. I want to learn all that. And uh, the one told us it's 90% attitude and 10% skill. You want to get seen, you want to build relationships, you want to lead her to the sale, but you're not just going on there selling, selling, selling. You're telling your stories, you're doing your reels. And like I said, it's about family and things. I posted a story about I was sitting on that scooter that we took the picture on. And I said, where's, if you had a dream, what's your dream destination? It's on your bucket list. I've got like 21 responses on Facebook just from that. So it's, you got to build and make a relationship with them before you're going to sell. And then like on in person, there was what was her name? Her name was Skimsy. Let's see, I gotta find it in my notes real quick. Kimma McKinney Hughes. And she talked about, you gotta do warm chatter, you gotta ask the questions. But some of the questions that she says she asked is, what do you currently love about your current skincare? And what would you change? And who would be would you be most excited about, trying something new? And then you tell them, I would be honored to have a pampering session with you. And another thing is, she says, you should always ask them, what is one thing would you do to make your mornings that would make your morning skincare routine easier? And you give the questions that makes her in control. She doesn't feel like she's being sold to. And so it's just all the different training, but I'm just trying to go out there and make little videos. I did a story on, I went to the grocery store and came back and made a smoothie because I was, so exhausted. I did say it had Juice Plus completed it. I had people come back and ask me, what's Juice Plus? So I have that going, but you just, just do every little daily things. Don't think you have to be perfect. And that has been my problem from the start.
Right.
Is I practice and practice and practice. And, I kind of messed up on the thing I did yesterday, but it was like, it's okay. I just put it out there and I got responses. So just don't feel like you have to be perfect. And overall, it was just great. And I had great roommates. And it took us 9.5 hours for me to get home because of wrecks and everything else on I-45 coming home. But it was well worth it.
Awesome. Thank you, Gwen, for sharing.
So that's it.
Appreciate it. And you know what I tell them when they say that's an old thing. We're not old. We're a trusted modern brand with a legacy. That's just, we've got to get that verbiage. When we have that verbiage, it gives us confidence. So a trusted modern brand with a legacy of success. And so you can use other brands, or you can use a trusted modern brand that's the #1 best-selling, direct selling brand of skincare and color cosmetics in the world for the last 4 years. You don't get there by being old. You get there by being the best. So they can put that in their pipe and smoke it right now.
Well, I did tell her we've been around 60 plus years,
yes,
but
right.
she was so anyway, and she was trying stuff on HEB on her arm, color stuff, and I thought wrinkles and everything too. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass and move on.
You know
Yeah.
what? You said what you needed to say and you were nice. So that's what
Yes.
matters. All right. Gigi, it's your turn and you're up.
Okay. Well, as I say, this is was my 37th seminar, and I was more excited. I was just excited today this time as I was 39 years ago when I started Mary Kay. But I guess first of all, I had the honor and privilege of going up and coming home with sales directors. So I picked brains. I got ideas and tips, and so that was good. I love being around directors. That's one of the reasons why I want to be one so bad. Um, but anyway, one of the directors says you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And for me, I've been doing the same things for a long time and not getting any better results. So I've started changing some wordage and things I've said, and that's how I got my 3 bookings. One of that one that Gwen was talking about, she offered beauty of friendship pampering sessions. So I used that to say, can I offer you a beauty of friendship package? And that got my 3 bookings this week. So, and you just have to be, we have, God gives us the seeds and the dream, and it's way down in the ground, but we just have to be proactive and keep in action. And even if you get little growth, you have to acknowledge the little growths and the little wins along the way, and just don't quit, and you'll get where you want to go.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Gigi. I'm so proud of everyone who went because it's going to seminar is a financial commitment. It's not free. We pay to go. And for everyone who went, congratulations. When I got home, we were working in the office this morning and I opened my prize drawer and I found these. These were your prizes that I meant to bring you to Fort Worth for going. And so I have one of these for everybody that went, and I will be getting them to you. So I'm so sorry I forgot to bring them with me to seminar, but you'll have your little blingy boot and you can wear it out and about with your Mary Kay pen next to it. And then people will ask you, where'd you get the cute little boot? And you say, it's because I'm kicking awesome. All right. I'm so sorry I forgot to bring your boots. I had them all. I ordered them months ago. I just forgot to put them in my bag when I packed everything. So I've said it before. I'll say it again. You too can be a sales director. All right. My takeaways from seminar this year. I wrote down a few jewels that really, really helped me remember things. One was Mayuli Rollo, National Sales Director. She said, confidence doesn't come before action. I must say it again because it's important. Confidence doesn't come before
action.
Yeah, it's your confidence comes after you act. And so if you're sitting there thinking, Laura, I don't know, I can't get 5 bookings. Yes, you can. Well, if you're thinking you can't, then you are correct. You can't. But if you will change that can't to a can do and start taking action on it, it'll start coming because confidence comes. It doesn't come before action. You got to take action first. There were many nationals who said, get 1 booking a day. Success comes through 1 booking a day and 1 follow-up a day. It's just being consistent daily with 1 little effort. Get 1 booking today. Get 1 follow-up done today. Just go find people you can serve and have conversations because success comes through consistently getting that 1 booking a day or that 1 follow-up a day. And that was Audrey Detesco-Nickel. I didn't really know her before that, but I was like, okay, we were in a new division this year and I got to hear nationals I've never heard speak before. I really loved what Kimberly Copeland said. She asked us a question. She said, how does Mary Kay work? And that was what her question she opened with. And then she said, it works when you work. So there's a theme here, action, work. It doesn't just fall in your lap. Jen Bessaker isn't number 1 on the stage because she sits in her house all day doing nothing. She's in her house coaching, booking, talking to people, getting those hostesses online to bring people to her groups, so that she's going online in that group doing a party and creating a movement by coaching people how to do it. She's teaching people how to get guests on there. She's telling them what to say. She's sending them a text script that they can send to their guests to invite them, and she's doing her business. And it's work. It's old-fashioned hard work. But I think my favorite thing I heard was in my director class that I was in with all the other directors. And one of our speakers, I walked in a little late because I had a medical issue that morning, and I had to go by the medical team and get screened. But I got in there and I heard exactly what I needed to hear. And it's something that's a quote from Mary Kay Ash that I had forgotten about. And she said, when you are writing in your date book, you are writing in your checkbook. So put that in your mind, that when you're writing in your date book, when you're getting those dates put in there, you're also writing in your checkbook. Now, most of us don't write checks that much anymore. I wrote one this week to my church. It's the first check I've written in 6 months. But we have something that I needed to write a check for, because I don't want it to charge my church extra money, because whenever you do transfers, even if you do a direct transfer in your bank, it still charges your church money. So I try to send them checks for that little stuff. And when you write in your date book, you're writing in your checkbook. You're writing in the ledger. You're putting money in there. So remember that. And that same director said, I go out every day with the same attitude about my business, and I say a prayer. She said, if there's anything I need to know, Lord, let it rise to the top. Otherwise, I don't need to know it. It's yours and you can handle it. And that way we'll rise to the top. And so when she's praying, she asks God to bring things to her attention that need to be there. And then otherwise, she delegates all that other stuff to the Lord immediately, so that she don't have to deal with it. And she can really work on what, and, stay in her own lane and do what she needs to do. And so, this journey is about finding what works for us, putting it into action, getting to work, and keeping it simple. It's one booking at a time, one person at a time, one conversation at a time, one connection at a time, and building our family. And we can do this. We absolutely can. And so that was our experience at seminar. I'm going to stop the recording so we can talk about a couple other things. So thanks for watching.